that is a predisposition to things like kissing spine, and his back end catches up and he just whips it off. We're high around this toe area, and again with these vaulted feet it's really easy to bleed them. Hi, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Harry Spinks and I am a farrier that is based in the south of the UK. Today we're showing this lovely boy. He's a bit of a shoe puller and he likes to grow a load of toe but no heel. So we talk about how we can compensate for all of that during this video. A year ago you wouldn't have thought it, but he wouldn't be standing like this. He would have been crawling the walls. But he's good as gold now. As always, if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you like the video and you think it's useful to anybody, please like, share and subscribe. So in this heat that we've got going on at the moment in the UK, all the feet are rock solid. So all that I'm doing is I'm just taking away the bits of hoof that are that haven't exfoliated, that should have exfoliated a little bit, but I'm going to leave as much horn on as possible around my toe region because the ground's so hard that I need to protect this area here, and if we can do it without a pad and packing, then that is only going to be beneficial for him. As you can see with this foot, we grow a lot of toe but no heel, and he likes to pull off shoes, so we shoe him pretty short and tight. So I'm just going to be taking down this area here forward to compensate for what goes on and his conformation. As Jake wrestles with a pony in the background. Just leveling out my heels. It's important that I keep my toe down, otherwise the whole foot will just grow out of proportion. Yep, we'll leave that like that for now. Okay, kiddo. And again, behind, he grows in exactly the same way. So he grows high over his toe, again because of his conformation, the way that he stands, and low through his heels, again because of the weather conditions. Just going to take away any of that sole that's exfoliating out and make sure there's not any thrush underneath this frog. So the front half of this foot, again, grows toe high around this toe area and lower on these heels. And although these heels need a little tickle with a rasp, because we don't want them to go forward and run. That's when you say your heels are running forward. They don't need too much doing to them because we need to compensate for this toe growth. And he's on a 5-week cycle. So actually we're just keeping this toe down as much as possible, which then in turn will mean we have to do less with our shoeing. Because feet like this, when their conformation behind is slightly broken back, that is a predisposition to things like kissing spine, which is where your spinal processes are too close effectively and they touch, and then they cause across the back, and they cause the horse to have an impingement and pain. And part of the reason, or part of the way of looking at this is when it changes that hind end angle, they think there's a correlation between foot balance behind and hind end conformation and kissing spine of the horse. And you see it quite regularly in retired race horses and thoroughbreds because of that hind end conformation. So all we're doing is trying to alleviate that as much as possible. Oh, lost a knife, found a knife. Good kid. I'm just taking a little bit of this foot away and I'm just bringing it all together. So I'm just enhancing my trim. So I can gather this foot up so that it's not splayed and all over the place. Hey kid, should we do your other one? Again, you see this on this foot, it's we're high around this toe area. And again, with these vaulted feet, it's really easy to bleed them, because what you want to do is you want to chomp into them and take them down a lot, but you kind of can't really get away with that. And we're doing it slowly and it's working quite well. So yeah, we're just taking his toe down gradually and compensating by putting a little wedge into our shoeing. I'm just cleaning this away so I can spit the sole away so I can see how much foot I've got left. And again, all I'm doing is I'm just sculpting this foot, following the white line, and just trying to enhance the shape as much as possible without obviously compromising that foot at all. So in the ideal world, we'd probably have him in a toe clip, because although he gets a bit of foot migration, his feet would quite like a bit of a toe clip, but actually we found that he likes to pull shoes off. So we shoe him short-ish, and find that a quarter clip helps keep those shoes on as well. When we're saying about clips, we're talking about the clips that are on the shoe. This is the one that's just come off him. And this has got two clip, and a toe clip is where the clip's at the toe. Again, just taking this toe down a little bit. Cheers, mate. And again, trying to keep as much of this sole on as possible. At this time of year, we don't need to take it out. Some horses you do, and obviously if you want to see what you're doing, then you take the sole out a little bit more. But if you can get away with it, leaving all that foot on, or all that sole in, sorry, is much more productive for these types of horses on the ground that we've got at the moment. And again, that's why I'm not really forward dressing these front feet, because I just want to maintain all that hoof wall integrity, and they're also in a good place, so I don't need to bring them in and together. Whereas with the hind feet, because of the way that they are and the shape that they are, I can't bring them together when I'm underneath them. I have to pull those feet forward just to consolidate my trim and make sure it's all together. So again, with a lot of horses, we give a little bit of support to the inside of these feet. But with him, we're not going to do that because he just likes to pull shoes off left, right and centre. And the more support we give him, the more chance of whipping it off he's got. And nobody wants a horse to whip off a shoe. So these little road pins here are made out of tungsten steel. So they are grippier and they don't wear down, unlike the mild steel that the shoes were made out of. And they just add a little bit of extra grip when they're going along tarmac or concrete. So the shoes have been fitted and ground, and we've put some hunter heels on them, which are the shape of these heels, and it mirrors this foot. Now they're not a true hunter heel because we haven't fitted right on the heel. We've given a little bit of support running through the back, but that's because we can just about get away with that to help the expansion and contraction of this foot on this horse. If it was a true hunter heel, it would literally follow the line of this heel right round to the back, and the same on this one. With a horse like this, where he likes to pull shoes off, he pulls off shoes because he's got long legs and a slightly shorter back, and his front end catches in the ground and his back end catches up and he just whips it off. So to compensate with that, we shoe him shorter and tighter than we would do for a horse that doesn't pull shoes off. However, by the fact that you're shoeing him shorter and tighter, it means that you can't give as much support to the foot. And if you can't give as much support to the foot, then you have to go for a shorter shoeing cycle so that your trim is on point throughout that shoeing cycle, which means that you can get away with shoeing him shorter and tighter before the foot blows over the top of the shoe. So with this Hind shoe, we haven't done, he's refitted today, but what we've got on it is a slight graduation. So we graduated it slightly down to this toe to compensate for the fact that he grows loads of toe and no heel. And again, because it's a hind foot, we can fit in with a little bit more support. On the inside, we haven't really done that. But on this outside, we've just given him a little bit of support to this heel just to compensate for the fact that he grows loads of toe and subsequently no heel. We could put a wedge pad on that if we wanted to. But at the moment, I don't feel that he needs a wedge pad. We do wedge a lot of hind feet if they are similar or worse than this, but I feel that with his conformation, we can get away with doing as we're doing with him at the moment. Jakey boy is now going to clench up because I've got a bad knee and he loves it.